pew pew pew, where he like does this, and then pew pew pew. I hate triple Kenki and the dog shit fucking. Alright, we got it. We got it! There we go. Finally. Took us a few attempts, but we fucking did it, man. How do you keep them in one place? There's a lot of RNG involved. Let me open Excel so I can explain it. So, the wind guy has 2 melee attacks. He has, so we have the ice, wind, and, or I guess animo, but whatever. The cryo one, the animo one, and the masked one, right? The animo one has 2 melee attacks. He has the pew pew pew, where he like does this, and then pew pew pew. And he also has the swing swing. The pew 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 is an attack that he does while staying in place, but the swing swing is an attack that he does while stepping forward. The cryo one also has 2 base attacks. He has the AoE swing, where he charges up, then he does 1 hit, and then it does a resonated hit around that. And he has the swing, 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 which is the same thing as the animal one, but 3 attacks instead of 2. But on top of these 2 attacks, he also has the bang. The attack where he charges up and then does pew, and it does a lot of damage. And finally, the masked one, I think only has 1 melee attack. I don't know, he like doesn't do anything. But he has the mask gob. All 3 of these have the ability to waddle, right? Like, they'll stay looking at you like this, and they'll either do to the left or to the right. The waddling is something you cannot do anything about. Alright? You can't do anything about the waddling. It'll happen and you can't control which way it'll go. You can make it so that he doesn't, like, he has to go one of two ways, but that's as much as you can control it. However, every 2 attacks that the animal one does is a swing. And same for the cryo one. Which means that as long as you stay close enough to them that they'll keep doing their melee attacks, right? If you have the masked one here, the wind one here, and the ice one here, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to stay close enough to the wind one that it'll be in melee range. If it's not in melee range, it'll do one of its ranged attacks, and none of its ranged attacks make it move towards you. The cryo one is generally easier to group because one of its ranged attacks is a dash. But the animal one will just shoot at you from afar if you're too far from him. So once he's here, you have to make sure that you aren't just standing here. If you're standing here, outside of his melee AoE, he's just going to shoot at you and never move. And then he's going to waddle one of 2 ways, and he's just going to go even further away. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to position yourself somewhere around here so that it's close enough that it can do its melee attacks. Let's showcase that properly. I'm just going to do... Might as well get a Hydro Resonance in here. Okay. Also, at the very start, he's going to do a dash. However, if you leave and challenge again, the second time you do it, he doesn't dash, which is nice. But yeah, so if I stay here, he's never going to move towards me. He's just going to stay over there. Wait, never mind. I was close enough, I guess. Fuck me. I guess I was, like, on the edge. But anyways, what you want to do is... always try to position yourself so that when either of them does their main... Okay. Sometimes he decides to aggro onto the wall and just waddles to the exact, like, opposite of the arena. There's not much you can do about that. That's a bug. But yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, here I want to stay relatively close to him so that he can do his melee attacks that are going to group him towards here. And then I can bring them back together like this. And this way you can keep them grouped pretty well. A really good way to lose your grouping is if you try to position yourself like this. Because he's going to start doing his attacks like this and he's going to ungroup himself. Because the swing attacks make him go forward, not backward. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of RNG involved and you can't, like, control it 100%. It's just, yeah. You gotta do your best.